Crews are in attendance. First thing you'll see is Incident Commander doing an assessment of the scene and ensuring the safety of the crews. You can see the crews have all got the PPE on, which is the first part of the safety at the incident. So we've made engagement with the driver, telling the driver to keep looking forward so as to prevent any further injury to his or her C-spine. The second stage of this, we've done the first stage, which is the scene safety. The second stage, we work on a 6-stage of RTC. The second stage is stability. So that's stability of the vehicle, so we'll use our chocks and blocks to stabilise the vehicle to make sure that it doesn't rock, it doesn't move, it doesn't create any further stresses on the casualty, so as to prevent any damage to the C-spine. Once we've done stability, or as we're doing stability, there'll be initial access. As you can see, access has already been gained via the driver's side door. Crews are now liaising with the driver, letting him know, with confirmation it is a male, letting him know that rescue operations are underway. We've got one firefighter now in the rear of the vehicle, holding the C-spine or the driver's head, keeping that fixed in a straightforward position, preventing any movement of that C-spine. Ambulance are in attendance. They're now liaising with the Incident Commander. Incident Commander's giving them a situation report. Ambulance now will come and assess the casualty, or ambulance crews. So the next stage, whilst we're doing stage 2, which is the stability, the next stage of the 6-stage approach is glass management and tool prep. As you can see, we're getting the tools prepped. The equipment dump is being made up with our battery-powered cutters and spreaders, as well as any other equipment that we may need. As you can see, crews from YAS are now liaising with the casualty, putting a collar on him, and checking the medical condition. As you can see, crews are now stripping down the areas that we're potentially going to cut. It looks like we're going for a full roof removal. Crews are now looking where the areas where we're cutting. We need to look behind the plastic, behind any rubber, to make sure that there's no airbag cylinders, or anything that gas struts, anything like that, anything that potentially could cause danger, create danger if we were to cut them. Simultaneous activity going on, so we're managing the glass, casualties being looked after. We're doing what we call peeling and revealing to create areas where we can cut. Incident Commander, that's the person in the white helmet. He's responsible for the health and safety of the crew. He's formulated his tactical plan, he's given that to his crew, let them know what's happening. His job now is to oversee it, and that's why he's not getting thoroughly involved. His job is to stand back and overview the incident.
Managing the glass at the moment, Jim, so we can get to you as easily as possible. Like I said, managing the glass. That noise you can hear, my colleague Nick is putting a seatbelt at the moment so you can get full access to you.
So we've virtually managed all the glass now. The only last piece to do is the windscreen. We're putting what we call soft protection, which we use between the casualty and the glass at all times, to prevent any glass getting onto the casualty, and then the crew will then cut the windscreen. Front windscreens are slightly different to the other glass in the car because they're laminated. That means it's glass that sits on a very thin layer of plastic, and the glass is glued onto the plastic. It prevents the glass from shattering completely. It'll shatter, but only in the area where the damage occurs. Whereas all the other glass, once you break it, the whole window's broken. So the front windscreen will need cutting. And when we cut the glass, it creates glass dust. So to prevent the glass dust from becoming airborne, we put water on it. This can be used with the hose reel or with the backpack sprayer. In this occasion, we're using the hose reel. We have two ways of cutting the front glass, the front windscreen glass: the hand saw, or via a battery-powered reciprocating saw. Today we're using the hand saw. As you can probably see now, we've got a really good cut line across the front window. And now we're moving on to stage 4
Deep breath for
of the
me,
6
Jim.
stage approach.
And now you might be able to feel some of the machinery.
Stage 4 being Extrication using hydraulic cutting gear. Instant commanders constantly doing a 360 of the incident, making sure that everything is safe, stability is still good, crews are still working as per tactical plan. Now we're cutting the posts of the car. What we have 3 posts down each side. We call them A, B, C. A being the front one, B being the middle one that they're cutting now, and then C post is the one at the rear. Crews know where to cut because that area has already been peeled and revealed behind, exposing any areas where it's unsafe to cut. So crews now know where they can do their cut lines. Gas personnel still working on the casualty. Crews working around them. Simultaneous activity. So within a matter of a minute, we've got one side of the roof completely detached now from the vehicle. We're now working on the second side of the car. Normally, if we've got 2 appliances here, we'd have one crew working on one side, one crew working on another. that's the final cut for the roof. Crews will now carefully remove the roof from the body of the vehicle and place it in what we call the debris dump. So we're now on to stage 5 of our 6-stage approach, which is full access. As you can see now, we've got full access to the vehicle. The roof is off. All the doors have been opened. The driver's door has been opened and ratcheted back to give greater amount of access than the other doors, because that's where the casualty is. Crews are now preparing to remove the vehicle, remove the casualty out of the vehicle. Because of the C-spine injuries the casualty has received, the casualty cannot twist or turn, so it will be removed from the vehicle in a straight line out the rear of the car. Crews are now positioning a spine board or long board stretcher down the back of the casualty, and we'll then look to remove the casualty from his seat onto the spine board, and then when he's on the spine board, carry him out through the rear of the vehicle in a straight line. That's given full protection to the C-spine, giving the casualty the best possible chance to recover.
Okay, we're going to have to do it at least after. You take the lead. We've got to start as it stands. Yeah. Now we're going to have to put quite a long way up with the support of the car. Yeah. Okay, so you're ready, right, on your unit, all right. Yeah. Back or whatever.
Casualty in this incident is being lifted on the instruction of the paramedic to a stand-up position onto the board. Other ways of doing this would be to leave the casualty in his seat and fold the seat back. Fortunately, with this type of vehicle and the crash that it's been in, the seat is immovable. Casualty is now on the stretcher. It's being removed in a straight line position where he'll be handed over to the paramedic or paramedics. He'll be then put into the rear of the ambulance where any medical care can be given prior to transportation to hospital. And that is our 6th stage. The 6th stage of the 6 stages of RTC is extrication, and that's the removal of the casualty from the vehicle, and that's been accomplished. Crews now, once the paramedics have removed the casualty, the crews will then look to make the scene even safer, get rid of any glass, disconnect the battery from the vehicle and liaise with police as to what they want to do with the vehicle.